Working with Reba McEntire on The Voice was everything I hoped it would be. Reba is one of the most genuine, authentic, amazing human beings you're ever going to come across in country music, in pop music, in acting, anywhere. Now, she's a Southeast Oklahoma girl, as am I, and so whenever we met on The Voice, there was this instant kindredness, I think, and there was an instant connection of, hey, I don't know you, but there's this thing about Oklahomans that when two Okies meet, even if they've never met before in their lives, there's just this thing, this soul connection of, I know what you're made of, I know where you come from, and I get you. When I saw her hit that button and that big red chair turned around and I saw the Queen of Country Music looking back at me, I'm singing her song right to her, and she wasn't giving me an eyebrow. She wasn't giving me like, now what do you think you're doing? It was this big classic Reba McEntire smile, and she was in it with me. And that was the energy that she gave me as a coach throughout my time on The Voice. She was a true coach. I mean, she was a mentor in every way that you hope a coach would be on the show. She communicated and she gave input on what songs she thought would be best, but she also asked for my input, and she wanted to know what songs I was feeling and what songs I thought would be a good fit for me on certain performances. But also, I mean, you have to know, I valued her input so much. I mean, she's the Queen of Country Music, and her whole career has been made on her gut instinct to be able to hear a hit. And so whenever she would kind of stand her ground and she would push back a little bit and say, no, I mean, I really feel strongly about this song, I was like, done. She was like a rodeo mom. There were moments in the show where it got pretty intense, and there were some nail-biting moments where I was on the chopping block and I was facing going home, and they would cut the cameras for commercial, and I would look at my coach, and she would be standing in her seat, and she was cheering me, and she was looking right at me, saying, you're okay, you got this. And that instilled like this warrior mentality in me, like, hey, my coach says that I'm okay, I'm going to dust myself off, and we're going to keep on riding here. And so she had such a gift to be able to inspire confidence and to inspire me to dig deep and to find that next wave that I needed to be able to find to fight my way out of the bottom and to continue forward in the show. And ultimately, the night that I got eliminated, I felt her there with me too. And, you know, I've never asked her about it, but I had a feeling that she knew that it was my last night, because I also, that night, I just felt it in my heart. I knew that it was my time to go home. And, you know, during commercial breaks or whatever, I would kind of glance over at her, you know, my rodeo mom, and she had a different strength about her the night of my elimination. It wasn't even so much a cheering you on, like, hey, keep fighting for it. It was more like a stoic strength of going, hey, whatever happens, I'm proud of you, and you've done so well. Like, I felt that coming off of her, and it meant so much to me. And we've continued to stay in touch after the show, and she's continued to be such a great mentor to me, and she's continued to cheer me on and tell me that she believes in me and that she believes that I have a place in country music, which, you know, if nobody on earth ever said that to me, but she did, it's everything, and I can hang my hat on it. And, you know, I'm still at a point in my career where I don't know how it's going to shake out. I don't know if my career is ever going to hit household name status. I don't know if the world's going to know my songs, but for a brief time in my life, my hero knew who I was, and she looked me in the eye and said that she respected me, and she said that I belong here. And that's something that is such a gift. And I know that there are so few people that get a moment like that get an experience like that. And I will forever be humbled by it, grateful for it, and better for it. So having Reba as my coach on my one and only experience on The Voice, it was perfect.